Hey guys, it's Brooke here. I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm just so happy that this cloning center stuff and reptilian and alien stuff is really like becoming a serious topic of discussion, even amongst regular mainstream normal types of people. Because I've been talking about this stuff for a very long time and I had to go through so much being called crazy. Um, but I'm starting to meet people in my life. See, the Most High is putting people in my life where I can actually have long conversations about the different extraterrestrial races and who they are and where they came from and different dimensional beings that are here to hurt us and different dimensional beings that are here to help us. And I'm just so thankful that we're in a day and age where people are actually starting to ask questions about our reality. As we know, we live in a holographic world. This has been proven by science. Ascended masters and philosophers have all come to the same conclusion. And there is a spiritual world. And I'm glad people are waking up because the consciousness of this planet is rising because higher beings are getting tired of watching us suffer at the hands of ignorance and oppression. And it takes a lot for a higher being to have to come to our dimension to help us because a lot of higher beings don't want to deal with earthly affairs because the vibration is so heavy and awful and negative. But there are lots of beings and people making so many sacrifices to get this truth and this information out here so that everyone can get back on track. And I'm just thankful, like I said before, the Most High is putting people in my life that I can have long conversations about cloning, long conversations about quantum physics, long conversations about star systems and ancient Kemet, ancient civilizations, and our ancestors. And I'm just very thankful that I'm growing up during a time period where people are starting to ask questions about this reality. Is life more than just getting up every day, going to work, and paying rent and keeping the lights on? There's a whole nother world that we don't see. And since I was a kid, I was dealing with this, dealing with reptilians, greys, shadow beings, higher beings with higher vibration, going to different places, astral traveling, and possibly remembering past lives for my soul as well. And the more I'm studying the truth, the more it's leading me to the path of my origins and the origins of how souls are coming to earth. So I'm just really happy, I've been meeting a lot of people on YouTube that have been openly talking about their experiences, and I've been praying a lot. I've been doing a lot of rituals, healing rituals, rituals to communicate with the Most High and my benevolent ancestors. And I've been learning more about, this is really important, sacred geometry, because I'm an artist, and as an artist I have to break things down to its core and fundamentals to understand it. So I have to basically take things apart to understand how they're put together. And I have to understand the meaning of shapes, how they affect people emotionally. I have to learn the meaning of colors and the meaning of lines and dots and complex shapes. This is really important stuff because this is the fabric of our reality. And this stuff is very, very powerful stuff. I'm also working with magic. I'm not demonic. I always say that in every video because people associate magic with demons, and this is actually ancient science that is used to heal people. But the problem is the elitists, they know our sciences that the ancients have practiced to help people, heal people, and guide people. They turn it around to serve their evil agenda because there's dark extraterrestrials running this planet and dark forces, which a lot of people consider as demons, archons, or jinn, or there's many names for them, shapeshifters, heavy energy beings of deception. and they want to oppress people and make this planet a slave planet when this is supposed to be a spiritual school. It's not supposed to be like this, it's all bad. And I'm just so thankful for truth. I'm so thankful for the internet. When I was growing up, the internet wasn't really, like, a lot of people who were very, very rich had very powerful internet. We had internet, but it was very slow. This is around the time computers were starting to become more popular. And I'm glad that this information is going around. It's really bringing people closer to, once you get closer to truth and consciousness, you become closer to your origins, which you become closer to the Most High. And I'm thankful for that. I pray every day. And even though there are some things attacking me, I believe the forces of darkness are sending things to attack me because they don't want me to understand and know who I am and my origins. I still continue to do the research. I still continue to enlighten myself and know myself and understand my surroundings and my reality. I'm practicing meditation, which is one of the hardest things for me because there's constant chaos in my head and anger and craziness from years and years ago that I'm learning. One of the easiest but hardest things is to let shit go. That's one of my hardest challenges because I don't know how to let things go sometimes. And the Most High has been telling me, your anger and your frustration is putting weight on you. There are a lot of people in my life that really piss me off bad. But if I don't have forgiveness and let these things go and move on and heal from these things, this will continue to put a weight on my soul. And I remember a very powerful analogy that someone told me. Imagine your spirit and your soul as if, and all your emotional burdens, as if you're carrying a huge bag of heavy rocks. And every time you hold on to a grudge or hold on to something that happened to you in your life, you add more rocks. And then imagine carrying that around up a hill. And physically you could feel that pain, but that's just a really good analogy to explain when you hold on to anger. We all have people in our lives that have done horrific things to us in the past. And we also have things we've done to others that we're not perfect beings. We have to acknowledge and take responsibility and accountability for the things we've done to others, that we have to say we're sorry to that person. Or if you had a falling out with someone that you really don't like, just have forgiveness in your heart. You don't have to deal with that person. You have to be their friend, but you have to let things go. You have to. And that's one of the hardest things for some people, is just to let something go. Someone said something that really got on your nerves. I'm one of those people, I have trouble. I really do have trouble. So guys, just pray for me. Send me light, healing energy. Excuse me. Don't let your past define your future. One of my favorite quotes is, "It's not what you are, it's not what you were, it's what you're becoming." The past doesn't mean anything, People always want to judge you based on your past and all this stuff, and that's just immature and not intelligent. We got to break old habits and ideals and move forward with our life. And death is good. Everyone's like, death is bad, death is bad. Death is good. Today I learned in my temple, I did a lot of prayer and meditation in my temple. I'm working with people. A speaker got up today and said something very powerful. He said, death is good. Sometimes some things have to die spiritually. Spiritually, old concepts, old ideals, people that you used to hang out with or whatever in the past has to die, end, and move on to cleanse your spirit and move forward. And sometimes that's necessary. One thing I've learned coming into truth, coming into consciousness, a lot of people came in my life, but I also lost a lot of people, and that's expected. The Most High keeps telling me, and the teachings I'm learning in my temple are I'm learning that you have to let things go, because things are going to come, things are going to go. The Most High is going to put situations, people, places, and things in your life that need to be there at the current time, because the external world is a reflection of the internal world, and whatever it is that you can't overcome will be manifested in the external world, and you're going to have to deal with it to overcome that challenge. And once that challenge is overcome, then you have to move on and let that die, heal, transform, and move on. We're in a constant state of transformation. So we have to keep fighting the good fight. And all these truthers on the internet, you know, we might have slight differences, but we're all fighting the same war. We all want to know what the hell's going on this planet besides bullshit in the media and bullshit from what we're being told in school and improper education. Like, sometimes education is so shitty out here, you got to go out there and find people that are like-minded and do your own research. Go to the library, go on the internet. There's ebooks. At this point, there's really no excuse, because back in the day, there might have been some limitations because of access to education, and there was segregation and racism and stuff, but information is everywhere these days, and it's also within. It's not just external, it's also internal. And if you take the time to just meditate and pray and ask the Most High Creator for guidance, you will get answers. You might get answers through people, you might get answers through situations, you might get answers through events. Some funny little thing might pop up on your phone, and that simple thing might be an answer to a very complex question. So this universe is very interesting and beautiful, you know. So guys, that's my little video. So I'm gonna play Dragon Ball Z. So a new fighting game came out. I was so disappointed with Marvel, man. I haven't been on top of my fighting games lately, and I'm actually sad about it. But I'm adulting, man. I got a business to run, Black Alien Creations LLC. I'm working on a comic, my first cartoon in many years. I'm so happy. It's almost complete, the first episode, and I've been doing a lot of writing and getting back into poetry, getting back into writing in my journal and making music. You know, I'm trying to learn how to sing better, and I like working with music. Everything creative I love, because I have the creation energy in my heart. My tarot told me that. I did some self-readings. And guys, if you want some tarot readings done, I'll do it. I'm still learning, you know, but I can still do readings, because I used to read regular playing cards. There's a term for it, and I forgot what it was called, but I read regular playing cards. Now I'm working with the tarot, and I'm studying the tarot, and working with magic. I'm trying to be a magician. Right now I consider myself a magician of the arts, the creative arts, because I'm learning how to intertwine my artwork and magic in my work. And I will have to say again, I am not demonic, and I'm not trying to put spells in my work, because I'm not on that backmasking shit that people do in music, you know. Sometimes artists put optical illusions in their work or hidden messages and stuff. That's not what I'm trying to do. I really, my artwork, the purpose of my artwork is to express whatever's going on inside. It might be dark at times, it might be bloody, and it might be light. It might be happy, it might be spiritual, but my art is a platform for me to express myself. And sometimes it can get very dark, because everyone has darkness and light in them. Because I always tell people who swear they're holier than thou, you can't have light without darkness as a foundation, and that's the foundation of our universe. If you take a look at space, space is darkness, and the souls that are stars are light, and you can't have one without the other. So everyone has a little bit of darkness in them, which is okay, but finding positive outlets to deal with that darkness is key. Because what I'm learning right now is how to deal with my darkness without doing harmful things to others or myself. I'm learning how to positively deal with that dark, chaotic energy, which some of us are chaos beings, okay? It is what it is, and I might be one of them, because I have a lot of anger and frustration. That's why my ass is in the gym a lot, you know, because I have to get that energy out, exercise that energy out. And I think the consciousness of this planet is doing really well. Like, we're really talking about stuff that everyone's afraid to talk about. scared to be called crazy. I mean, this world's already crazy. People are dying for no reason. Black people getting killed for no reason. There's racism. There's um, even white people, black people, Spanish people. Everybody's hating each other, and it's just horrible. So I'm just glad people are just saying, you know what? Maybe there is something to this Matrix thing, or maybe there is something to this truth movement. Let's take a look into it more, because I'm happy about it. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop here because I want to play Dragon Ball Z. Don't ask to play me yet because I need to. I'm one of those people who I gotta take my time training in a game to get it. It took me a very long time to master certain games, and I'm not as good as I used to be because I'm adulting so much. But on my free time, I'm trying to get better at this game. I like it so far. I like it. It's fun. I'm gonna play with someone who's close to me. I'm gonna play with him, and we're gonna practice. And I'm gonna buy my own copy. It's his copy, but I'm gonna buy my own copy next week. So, all right, guys, have a great evening. If you guys want to chit chat with me about aliens, I've done a lot of research on aliens and extraterrestrials. If you want to chit chat with me about aliens, you can send me an email. You can send me some information on my website. I have a information area where you could put your information in there, and I'll get it. You can send me email. You could send me a message on YouTube. Just make sure you reach out to me because I want to connect with as many people as possible about this extraterrestrial thing. I want to know who's been dealing with the Andromedans. I know that Alex Collier is a very famous person who's been dealing with the Andromedans, where he was speaking with Mornay and Phaseus. I know that there's this guy on YouTube called 13 Signs of Astrology who's said he's dealt with the Andromedans and the not sure if it's the Syrians, but if you dealt with the Andromedans, Syrians, Arcturians, Reptilians, or Greys, or any of these Orions and the Draco constellation, those lizard beings, and insectoid beings, mantis beings, shape-shifting beings made out of light, beings made out of darkness. I mean, I've dealt with a lot in my life, so if you want to chit-chat about that, please send me a message, or you can just respond to me via YouTube. I don't want anyone on my fucking shit talking about something, you're crazy, this and that. I'm far beyond that. I want people who are really taking this stuff seriously. Alright, guys, have a great day.